We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. It is ZiggyNo, the Hobby Heartbeat Live. I really enjoy this show. I like having an opportunity to speak out when I want to. Live does concern me, but so far, I'm kind of liking it. I think I'm going to open this up tonight on the show live. If I get enough people watching as we go throughout this evening, I might open this up live. I mean, it's an easy grand right here, or it's an easy flip, right? You take $500, you flip it, and you get 1,000. It's easy flip, $2,000. Crazy. Lot to talk about. Lot to talk about. You know, one quick thing. I'm just gonna. I hate to bring this up. I'm not even gonna bring it up because no one's brought this up. There's. Let me just say something. There's something that's. The purpose I'm making this video is to kind of do things. Give a blog memory of Fanatics Fest. Answer questions live. I think chat's working tonight. And document it so I remember. And I've seen a lot of different perspectives. Listened to a lot of great videos today. I was just listening to Merv Card Store, I think, gave a walk through the show. Great to help me remember some stuff. In fact, I thought to myself, what was really missing, and if I was going to make content next year for content creators, somebody should make a video. I know people did walkthrough videos earlier, but explaining to people where things are and what things are good, what are good opportunities, giveaways, whatever's going on. There were some great giveaways, great events, great venues that I just don't think people knew about unless you've been there all day, or a couple days at least. For example, the best giveaway, the absolute best free giveaway of the entire show was Red Ball Tennis. Let me just clarify this. Red Ball Tennis had free tennis rackets, 2 free tennis rackets and 2 free tennis balls. Absolutely free, shipped to you. You don't have to carry them home. You sign up, they send you an email, and in a few weeks they will contact you you send them the shipping address, and they're going to ship you free 2 tennis rackets. I'm not sponsored by Red Ball. Didn't even know what the hell Red Ball was. What Red Ball is, it's an easier tennis. It's tennis racket with a little bit of modified racket. I have no idea what the big difference is. It looked the same to me. I think it's basically trying to be a pickleball killer or a pickleball competitor. Honestly, I think is what it is. But that was the absolute giveaway, free for everybody there. In fact, I think I have a code. I can post it on my community tab, and I think you can still go out and get free Red Ball tennis rackets. You could get a free haircut. You could get free food. You could feed yourself. I was listening to Sports Card Strategy Show talk about that, how they actually thought about how they saved themselves lunch instead of spending money on lunch just by going through the Cane's line several times on Friday. I did Cane's line every day, at least twice each day, at least. And again, why else not? It was free. It was good food too. I think I was listening to people talk about what's the biggest difference, what made this show better, and I'll make a video later on about this and why I think the top 5 things that made Fanatics Fest 25 better than 24. Number 1, and you guys should like this. I think someone should pick this up. And there's 3 people watching right now. Jeff Wilson was not involved. I don't mean that to laugh, but for example, I remember last year Jeff Wilson was very involved in Fanatics Fest. He moderated a couple panels. He was involved in one of the conversations around the product. He was very involved. This year, they didn't use Jeff Wilson at all. But like I said, Jeff Wilson and the sports card celebrities were nothing in here. No one was following them around. No one wanted their autographs. There was nobody chasing them. They could walk freely. No one cared. I have lots of pictures of them walking freely. So Jeff Wilson didn't lead. Either did Blez. Remember last year, Blez was pushing this break of the century, break of the century, break of the century. It was the biggest bust in sports card breaking. It was, in my opinion, it was an embarrassment to the hobby because it just looked bad. Man, people got smoked. They opened up a bunch of expensive boxes. This was shortly after the CT scanning thing came out. I'm thinking to myself, what idiot goes out and buys these expensive boxes when they just prove that these can be CT scanned? So this year, Fanatics Fest got rid of that. They did. They did not rely on the hobby influencers to promote this. Think about that. That's a huge difference, guys. And I know people are gonna be like, well, whatever, Z, but they didn't. Sports Card Dad wasn't an influencer there, right? It was real influencers. Logan Paul, lots of other people. Honestly, I don't know their names. I remember talking to a guy. Oh, that's a TikToker, and that person over there. And I saw a video. In fact, I put in my story this girl who did this very seductive video, but she was at Fanatics Fest, and she's a Pokemon person. So they use a lot of different different influencers. That's a huge difference. I called it real influencers. I want to talk a little bit too about the controlled deals. I hear people keep talking about all these stage deals. Oh, the deals were staged. Was it Dan the Card Man made a video about it? And I said, Dan, there's a big difference between controlled and staged, right? And Dan said, no, they're the same thing. I disagree. And then I heard Cardi C. It was Cardi C, or no, was it 23 Crown 24, Triple Crown 24, talking about it and about them sending out somebody to the location, picking out the card or cards they'd want to buy, and then coming back and then they'd rope them off. Absolutely, guys. They do this in luxury items all the time, right? Yachts, boats, cars, luxury items. Normally, the celebrity does not go out and shop it himself. He has a shopper come out, pick it out, and then he comes out to pick it up to close the deal. So that the location gets some celebrity. Hey, blank blank came here and bought the car today. Blank blank came in here and bought the jet ski today. Whatever that is. So these were controlled, where people went out and figured which buyer they wanted to go to, and then which item. Now, I don't know how controlled. I don't know if Fanatics was like, hey, go buy from Leighton because they're a big sponsor, and go buy from this guy, because I don't know if that was the case. I have no idea. But I do know that they would find out what they were going to buy, and then they would set up so there was security. Security was very key. And I'd say that's another thing that made this event really successful, was the ability Fanatics had of moving people around. Last year, because everything was on one floor, there were so many log jams where you just could not efficiently move throughout it. The traffic flow, and again, they ran this like a freaking machine, dude. The way they had these aisles set up and these guards around here, so they could shut down an area so they could move the athletes / the Fanatics Fest contestants or celebrities through them very quickly. And when that happened, as a fan, you could set up, you knew, and you'd hear who's coming. Okay, that's good. Tom Brady's coming, or it's Joe Burrow. That is a game changer, guys. That was not there last year, and that was there this year. That fed the hungry feeling of you're basically at Hollywood at an opening night of a movie or at a celebrity event or a sporting event, and you got your freaking front seat at anything. You can get pictures, maybe you're an autograph. That rush, that buzz was real, man. That was fun. EQL drops. I also think this was another major difference from last year to this year, and I'm curious to see how it will progress in the future. I also have VIP treatment for VIP was big, but here's the big deal. This year, you had to register before if you wanted to get in the product drop. Before you got and the product drop was determined. I want to say on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you knew before you got up to New York City if you were in and what time to pick up your item. That's hugely different than last year. Last year, you knew that every day there'd be a product drop of Topps Chrome, and you knew that there was going to be a Cactus Jack drawing on Saturday. Now, a couple things I want to point out about this, right? And this is very critical, right? And again, easy to pick up on a major difference. If you knew that you already had one, you can already start calculating the value of what you can do, right? I knew coming up there, well, I've got part of my stuff paid for. I've got all three of the drops. I can go ahead and buy. I knew I was going to make $500 off this because I could buy for $5, could sell for $1,000. That gave you money to play with. Last year, you didn't know that. You anticipated it. You didn't know how long the line was going to be. You didn't know if you were going to make the Cactus Jack. You were guessing. Also, every day was a rush. Every day you came down, you got in line, you waited until they ran out of Topps Chrome for that day. Some people got Chrome every day. Some people got Chrome 1 or 2 days, but everybody did it. And here's another big difference. My understanding is this year, they definitely limited the ability for the exhibitors to get access to that. I don't think the exhibitors could register. I don't think Exhibitor Pass could register you for the EQL. I think you had to have VIP or a paid badge or some other badge to do that. So the EQL system was key in making this year's better. Now, I expect next year you'll have more EQLs. This year you only have 3. Next year, I think you're going to have football and basketball, and that's going to make for a little bit more hype. I think people will be smarter and wiser about it. I think people will, next year, if I have a friend who's going, I'm going to tell him, hey, dude, make sure you register. You can use my credit card to sign up, and if you get the things, I'll give you half the money. We'll flip it and split the money, right? You see what I'm saying? This year, I registered. I told other people to register. I made a video for people to register, but if they didn't do it on their own, they didn't flip it. That was their choice, So that was a major difference in my opinion. That EQL. Oh, so you were saying you were wrong and it didn't suck. No, last year sucked. This year was fucking awesome. And let me be clear. Last year did not suck. Last year did not meet my expectations. This year was awesome. I don't think I've said anything negative about Fanatics Fest this year. I am very, very still high on the Fanatics Fest experience. Every time I watch a video, I'm like, yeah, that was well done, or this is different. I also, like I said, I don't think this has anything to do with the national. I made a video yesterday One is a blowjob. The other is a wild night of sex. It could be a great blowjob. It could be a great night of sex. They're just two totally different experiences. Both give you wonderful pleasure. You just don't compare the two. You can have a top 10 over here and a top 10 over here. There's a top 10 national experience, top 10 Fanatics experience, right? You see what I'm saying? And not everybody likes Fanatics or nationals, but that dude, I will say this: I am more pro Fanatics than I am pro national. I respect and appreciate the national. I like the national. I've been to the national in 16, I think in 22, 23. I think that's it. I only think I've been to 3. I didn't go last year, and I did not go the year after COVID. I wanted to go last year. I just didn't make it. So I've been, and I'll say every time I've gone, I've only been there a day. I've normally done day trips in and out. I'm normally going there with a mission. I have a goal and I get in and out. I normally go, by the way, for the national YouTube happy hour event, which, by the way, if anybody's listening to this, I'll just go ahead and announce. Mike Baseball Collector has announced that event will be Thursday night. I think it's July 31st, right after the national closes, around 6:30 that evening at the Embassy Suites. You can walk in, and again, this is some vague information. Check out Mike's channel. You can walk upstairs, and there's a little area. You walk up I think it's a curved stairway. And there's a little lobby area up there. There'll be pizza and drinks. You can get your drink downstairs at the bar on the main level, and you go up another level, and people will be mingling up there from say 6 to, they kick you out. So great place to meet people, talk to YouTubers, hobbyists, collectors, have fun, whatever. Very, very casual event. It's been going on for like 8 years. And then there's another event that goes on Friday nights I've never gone to because I normally just go to the Thursday. And that is, I think, Mike O and Filmington host that one. This year, I'm most likely going to go Wednesday night. I'll probably be there all day Thursday. I could see staying Thursday and maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I got a lot going on with that. I'm really excited about the national. I'm also excited about this week at Chantilly, in Chantilly, Virginia. The sports card CSA show is going on. And the reason I'm excited about that is I'm not going to pull it right now, but here we go. I'm going to take my black cat in for grading at PSA, baby. Yeah, PSA will be there for drop-offs. They weren't at the Fanatics Fest. Let's talk about Fanatics Fest, a few things. Again, any questions, let me know. When you go deep. Thanks, man. I do. Let me say this too. I do feel like when I get involved in something, I try shit. I actually do it. Like I did Star Stock. I did InvestorCard. Okay, I tried InvestorCard. When I give critical feedback, it's because I've tried it. I will say I've tried really recently to stop fueling the negative people in the hobby who are negative to me. What I mean by that, if you think about it, there's a lot of people just love to fucking just troll on me, dude. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I'm deserving of their trolling love. You know who you are. I saw Dustin at the conference at the at the Fanatics Fest. It was very packed. It was Saturday. We were walking. I'll be brutally honest. The guy was walking with his hands in his pocket, just kind of grum-faced, wasn't paying much attention. I walked by him in the opposite direction. I was like, "Hey, Dusty, what's up, man?" Put my hand out. He takes his hand out. We shake. I don't think he knew who I was until he walked away, and then he became aware. Or maybe he doesn't know. He would probably tell you he did not know that he shook my hand. He definitely did not know when the hand shaking or when the hand was coming out. He had no idea. It might have been when he made the eye contact. Oh, it's Ziggy. His face looked a little puffy, like he just woken up. He just did not look like he was into it. But I did shake his hand. I thought it was funny. He was on there today making a video, and I just thought he gave a very lackluster effort in his content. He did the Blair Witch like placeholder video. I loved it. But today he made the video talking about, and some guy got $250,000. Like, dude, you didn't know what happened. Like, basically, what happened was the Fanatics Fest. The top winners were Tom Brady, Gaethje got the car, who's a UFC guy, and a fan got the card, $250,000 card, and Tom Brady bought the card from the guy. So bought it for $250,000 cash. He bought the card. I mean, that's important. That's cool. I mean, there's so much social media. I'll tell you this. It proves to me that a lot of content creators are so self-absorbed about themselves. They do not pay attention to anything else going on in the hobby. They really don't. And I understand. Well, I'm really busy, man. I don't watch other content. That's okay. It was funny. There were other comments he made. His comment about he spent $70, $140 for him and his wife to go for the afternoon. I'm thinking to myself, Wow. That's a lot of money, in my opinion. That was, I mean, to go spend a few hours. I don't want to spend much more time on it. What's up, Mike Ham? Any questions? We're talking about Fanatics Fest, man. All the great time. Okay, so we'll say downstairs. Downstairs was all the autographs. Also downstairs was Beckett. Beckett was downstairs. I have a picture. Beckett was there. There was not just one grading company there. You would have thought there was one grading company, but Beckett was there. There was only one guy there when I was there, but Beckett was there. There was also some other memorabilia companies downstairs. I know JSA had something set up for authenticating autographs, memorabilia. You could walk over there. You know, it was really big at this event. I mean, really, really big. And I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It does not resonate in my wheelhouse. Belts. People were just wearing belts freaking everywhere. And not just dudes, chicks wearing belts. And they weren't all WWE. They were Yankees belts and Mets belts and, you know, football belts. And it just, everybody had a lot of belts. Belts were big. And all I could think to myself is, how do we put that belt in a card? So downstairs, authentication, free energy drinks. I don't know where those were. A couple of people talked about it. Sports Card Strategy Show talked about the energy drinks. And I just wanted to add this. They were really cool because they were, what's it called? Green tea, all natural, healthy energy drinks. They were not just your normal garbagey, you know, Celsius and Red Bull drinks. Yeah, I just lost the sponsorships for those guys. Really good energy drinks. So downstairs, they were giving them away the whole time. So every day, here's a good example. Is if you knew the show, you could come to the show and be like, I can get my drinks downstairs. I don't have to get a drink. I can get grape and strawberry and a grape and orange and some other flavor. I only had grape and orange. You had food upstairs at Cane's. Chicken fingers were always available there. You just had to wait in line. And the line was moving fast, dude. Like, it was worth it. At the other end, over here by Netflix and Dick's, there was a Nabisco set up there, dude, and they were giving cookies out. Like, you could get Oreos and Chips Ahoy. And again, there were different intervals, but every day you could hit all three of those items, right? So that was it. That was a gimme. I got an umbrella. I got all sorts of just free stuff. And I left some stuff there. Oh, you know, that was beautiful. Where is this? Stickers. Oh, there was a company there that was doing razzing, which I thought was pretty cool. I did Fanatics Collect. I dropped cards off there. I vaulted a card there, and I put some cards for sale. Cordova, Japan, very interesting company. With them, I bought this card. Check this out. I think I showed this yesterday too, but this is a EB card. I don't know, Japanese, but what I liked is that it's graded in Japan. There's a little icon. And the information is on the back. I like this. The slab's very, very heavy. Like, you hear that? You could hurt somebody that. Compare that to this. Like, tap. I mean, the slab test. One's a tag. I think I'm gonna make a slab collection. Get like one of every type of slab. Who's this? Fanatics Festival Special. I forget what this is for. Met the guys who help with building stuff. Oh, met Sports Card Jesse, Sports Card Nonsense. Got his autograph. Might get that graded. Wouldn't that be cool just to do that shit, man? I've been a fan of these guys for a long time. They don't like me because some troll out there running around pretending to be me. I didn't see Ruben, or couldn't get a Ruben autograph, so I brought those back with me. Bummer deal. Here's my Gary V card, my Gary V pack. I'm gonna get that graded. PSA, baby. PSA. Gonna put that over here in the PSA grading pack stack. This will go PSA 2. Oh, geez, I got a mystery pack here from Gary V. I might just keep that though. I just really like it. Any questions, comments, thoughts? What else do I want to talk about? Run the slab into each other and see who wins. No, I think I'm going to open this box with you guys, man. You know why? Because let me talk about this. Like, I feel like I'm into this box for $500. Now, I know I could sell it right now for $1,000, but it would eat my mind going, what was in it, man? Was it really worth it? It was only $500. Like, open it up. Because I know, without a doubt, in my mind, I can sell the contents of this box in its raw form alone for $500. Now, here's my plan. I honestly plan, see, PSA is doing a submission on Sunday, and I'm right down here by Chantilly. So I'm thinking I'm going to open this box. I'm going to grade these little puppies. You know, I want to put this on a different camera. You know why? Because I want to open this slowly. I want to do the longest pack opening in history. I'm thinking about ending the stream, jumping back onto my phone around, I don't know, a little bit later on, opening the packs and laying the cards. Like every 30 minutes, revealing one card, right? There's 8 cards, 30 minutes. It takes 4 hours. 4 hours to open a Cactus Jack box and just totally sweat it, each card. Why? I don't know. It's totally stupid, right? And I mean, let's be honest. People can watch it on fast forward. No one has time for that. The lure is the one of one. I know it calls. Well, last year, guys, I opened my box. I got nothing but base. I mean, not base, but nothing but vets. No rookie, not a single damn rookie. I sold all the cards, and I think I sold them off like $1,700. I don't know why people will like them, but they do. Flip that box. See, I don't want to flip it. It's definitely getting opened. It's home. It's getting opened. If I was going to flip it, I would have flipped it at the show when my boy Paul. In fact, here's another great story to share with you guys. Do the crap with V friends. Okay, here's another funny story. I'm there with Paul when I ran into Paul at the show. I stood in line with him. We got our Cactus Jack boxes together. He took a picture with his, and I handed mine to him to say, here, take a picture too. So he took both boxes, took a picture, right? When he handed it back to me, I said, is that my box? And he goes, I don't know. So we don't know. Was this Paul's box or was this my box? But we're going to open it up. I just think we're going to do it slowly. And I can't do it right here because I can't. What am I do like this? Like down the camera? That would look really weird, man. You know what I'm saying? I have to set up different things. But I do want to open this box. It'll be good content. We'll call it the Cactus Jack ZiggyNo box opening slow roll. Any questions about Fanatics Fest? Any comments, thoughts? Again, I loved it, man. I'll tell you this, dude, it's made me more excited for the National. I ran into a lot of people. Everybody that I ran into, I had a very good conversation with the exception of Dusty. I just got to shake his hand. We didn't have a conversation, but I did shake Justin's hand. But the people I spoke to, I had great conversations. I spoke to Cage Lawyer. I spoke to This Cardboard Life. I spoke to Gary V. I spoke to many people in Gary V's team, and that's because I've been in several of their breaks. And we've done some collaborations with them. In fact, let me tell you one of the highlights of my content creating time with the Queens. As a quick disclaimer here, I'm a minority owner, partner of Queens of Cards. That means, dude, I'm like an advisor. Okay? I don't get to make major decisions. I advise on, hey, this is a good or bad idea. That's pretty much what I do. But one thing I did this week is the Queens, we broke product in the little thing. We made a bunch of content, videos and stuff like that. But we decided to go around. We took a box of Series 2 and we gave it away to kids. But here's what's even better. Paige was like, I want to give it away to little girls. And I'm like, Paige, that's freaking genius. And you can do that, Paige, because I would look really weird. Like if I was going up, go, hey, little girl, you know what I'm saying? Like because of this weird world we live in, maybe it's not weird. I don't know. Because of the world we live in, little girls are not as welcomed into the hobby by hobbyists, right? Because most hobbyists are not women, right? So guys are always talking about getting kids in the hobby. And it's very easy for guys to open a box of cards and start throwing it to boys, and boys come running up, right? If you open a box of cards and they say it's free cards, boys will come because they know that. They're trained. They've seen their father tell them that. They're walking the show. They're probably being told, hey, son, if there's some free cards, get up front and get those free cards. Little girls don't get that same attention. And we proved this. So the Queens, Queen Paige and Queen Grace, went around specifically looking for little girls with their mothers or fathers. And they would approach them and say to the parent, which I thought this was also good. We advised on this. Hey, may I give your child, your daughter, a couple packs of cards? And we open some video, take a couple clips and make a little video for opening the cards. All the parents love this. The moms love this. I talked to a couple moms about this. A couple takeaways. I'm not going to go on long stories here, but every time we did this, the little girl opening cards, little boys came along. Little boys stepped up. All you do is do it. And little boys came. So we did give them the little boys. It wasn't like we were just giving the girls, but all kids were enjoying the hobby. But it was great to see that. In fact, one mother stopped us. I think it's great that you did that. And she was almost emotional, giving it to little girls, building her confidence. We felt good about it. Let's keep going. I talked to another brother, said the same thing. And this mother we went to her daughter and we're like, hey, do you want the card? She was clearly the youngest of the two. And she was shy. She's like, no. And her brother said, can I have it? And Paige was like, yeah, you can have it. But hold on, let's see if your sister wants one. Would you like one? And she's like, no. And Grace, or I think maybe it was Paige, like, would you like one for your brother? And he's like, yeah, get two. And she's like, no. So why don't you try one? But after talking to her, she built up the confidence, and the little girl opened the pack. She probably gave them to her brother later on. The brother got a couple packs. Another guy came over, a little guy. It was great. It was probably the highlight of the show for me. Seeing that exchange with kids in the hobby. It was cool. You sure it was Dustin? No, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm 99.9% it was Dustin, dude. In fact, I'm 100% sure it was Dustin. If he says it wasn't me, I don't give a shit. I don't care. It was funny. It was perfect timing. I know exactly where we were, dude. He was walking this way. I was walking that way. I was like, hey, Dustin. He's not that much taller, but he's taller than me. He looked at me. I'm like, hey, man. Took his hand. And he shake. Well, why would he shake my hand? Do you shake anybody's hand? Probably does. Probably thought he was famous. It's like, somebody has to shake my hand. Then I find that it was Ziggy. And dude, let me just quickly say this. I don't give a shit. I have nothing against Dustin or all these other people who do not like me. I am me. I like what I do. The lure of the one-on-one calls. Do the crap with the B friends. Well, I hate watching kids open cards because they're not careful. I understand what you're saying, but these were series two. Okay. Now that makes it kind of funny because I'm thinking, well, of course, Ziggy, you're giving series two. Well, because of course these kids weren't taking care of them. We did offer them sleeves of that, but I will say this: there were a lot of parents there too. Talked about how cards were not on their list. They were not there at all for cards. They were there for the Fanatics events. The fact that cards came into their lives, I think that is great, and I think that's why this event will do more at growing the hobby than we think. Because I think about a card show event. If you're bringing a kid to a card show event, they've already have some set of expectation of cards in their mind. But bringing a kid to downtown, Manhattan to enjoy a Fanatics Fest, and then they get free cards, or they're involved in free cards or see cards, is totally different. I think then they're like, wow, remember those cards? Hey, do you have a few of those in your pocket? Oh yeah, I remember I have a Judge one. It's those little things I think can spark some really cool interest. And I'll say too, at the breaking areas, they were just throwing cards, packs people, and kids love that. Dude, I watched them open a case of National Treasures. Mike Ham, you're gonna love this case of National Treasures with the year with Anthony Edwards rookie year in there, and they threw every freaking card to the audience. They threw an Anthony Edwards rookie autograph from NT. It was at least $1,000 card, just the autograph. They did sleeve it. Did they sleeve it? I don't recall. Then there was another big card. I can't remember what it was. Somebody said it was a $10,000 card. I know it was multi-thousands. It was a redemption that was thrown to the audience too. And then other card, it was crazy. So the giveaway potential there was just absolutely crazy. And if you were a kid, they were giving packs to the kids, which I thought was, good. If you pull the one-on-one, the video would go viral. I agree, man, but I don't want this video to go viral. I'll say that's another thing too. I talked to who is it? Coach Co, right? Coach Co. Love Coach Co's content. Been following him for goddamn 5 years. He was on TikTok, branched over, does those little videos. Have you watched this lately? And he points behind you and he's like, giving you the story. Like, dude, I love his stuff. Finally met him in person. I've been a long time fan of his. In fact, years ago, he kind of encouraged me to change some of my content, to do more editing. I think everybody's kind of in some way likes my content or appreciates it, but hey, Ziggy, you should edit or you should add this. And Coach was going to help me some stuff. I've just never followed up with it, but I've been a fan of his. So it was great talking to him and meeting him. I also got to talk to the autograph stalker, I think it is, the co-host for Boston Card Hunter. I spoke to him and met his daughter, and it was great chatting with them a while. Like I said, spoke to Sports Card Strategy Show. I will say constant theme that kept coming up that we would talk about is breaking. Breaking came up very often. And of course, I'm very pro breaking, and many of the people I know are not pro breaking. Lose my shit when they throw cards. I know, dude. I know. I know. I thought this was he threw the Anthony Edwards. I was talking to one of my new break members, and I said to her, I said, "Well, that's now a PSA 6." It was funny. Hey, what's up, Orlando? How you doing, man? I do. What else did I want to talk about tonight? I don't know. Any other questions? I got so many things to do. I got so many things to do. I'm gonna make another video, but I'm gonna make it separate. I'm just gonna do this one. We're gonna do a total live video. I'm gonna set it over here. I'm gonna get the camera ready. Guys, join me probably back in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, and we're gonna rip this box live. We're gonna rip this box live on the same channel, but you won't see my ugly mug. We're gonna do it on my iPhone. So, because I'm not very technically savvy with this shit, man. Oh, by the way, so much more to talk about. Can't wait to see everybody at National